Now then, guys, how's it going? I'm Jack, and this is live. Yeah, we're going live. This first live one is just a little bit about a bit of the backstory, and also why I've decided to go live, and a few changes that are happening. I've also been absent from Instagram, and I've been absent from YouTube for even longer than that. I tend to do that. I come back, I go away. It's a kind of a love-hate relationship we have. But this is a first for me on YouTube, going live. So without further ado, let's just get stuck into it. First of all, who am I? I'm Jack. In the past, I've been a corporate filmmaker, photographer, digital artist, management consultant, engineer, a lot. The list goes on, but basically for years I've been searching of a way to do my thing, that way of living that fits me. Still looking. But why is it so hard, and why am I still looking, and is it really that hard? And yeah, but it's not that hard if you believe the internet. If you believe the internet and you look up on the internet, just take 3 selfies of yourself with a cup of coffee every day and hashtag the out of it, and you'll be a success. Or a caffeinated mess of an egomaniac. But I've tried following all the advice that I found about building a brand, creating content, publishing to a schedule, Instagram algorithms, YouTube algorithms, and it got me absolutely nowhere. I stuck at it for over a year, which I realise isn't that much, but what I realised during that year is that this was just making me terribly unhappy. You see where you are, you see where the other people are saying that they are, and you see this huge gap, and you're just not making any progress, and it's really disheartening. And I think that's a real problem. One of the other things that was really disheartening about it is that I had great content. I have great content. I'm really happy with where my photography is right now. I'm happy with my filmmaking skills. I've gone through a lot of changes through that, and I'm happy with the kind of thing, the quality of the thing that I'm producing. But I had this great content, and I was still getting nowhere. And I'd see, in my opinion, poor content, and it was getting all of the clicks, it was getting all of the likes. So this is why I was being unhappy with it. And so I just want to get into here's the short story. So let me know if this sounds familiar to you. Once upon a time there was me, right, trying to build a corporate film business. You see the guys out there filming in these great places, publishing the videos, getting paid to do it. Fantastic, brilliant. As I said, I'd done some managerial roles in some manufacturing companies, but eventually I ventured out and started doing my own thing to try and build my own corporate film business. So every day I was kind of networking and meeting with clients and location filming, editing, marketing, rinse and repeat, all of that. I was also building my skills on the job, so there's quite a few jobs that I took that I didn't actually know how to do at the time. They'd say, "Can you do such and such?" I was like, yeah, I'll do that, and then kind of work it out as we went, and it came good. It came good in the end. I don't think anybody was unhappy, and if they were, they never told me about it. I've got some notes here, just so you know. I didn't run into this completely blind, but I got some notes here. That's why I'm reading a few of it. So it felt good to be trying and to finding these problems and solving them and building this business. And it was, I think it was about 5 years I was doing that. But one day, where did we get to? yeah, it felt good to be trying, but one of the disheartening things about that was quite a lot of the clients didn't want my creative input. They wanted me to create the thing that they'd seen before. Maybe they'd seen a competitor produce a video and they wanted one just like it. They want to match them. They never wanted me to come up with something new, something more interesting, and to take that next step that their competitors would want to follow. And that, I find that really, really difficult. I have to be creating and problem solving things. I just have to do that, and I found that really, really disheartening when clients just said, no, we don't want that idea, your idea, we want you to do something like this that we've seen before. So this went on, and this uneasy feeling kept building, and it was just building and building, and every new project I'd try and get something new out of it, but no. And it kept on going, and like one project, this was what I coined the last project. In the middle of a project, I had what I can only describe as a panic attack, and that might sound like a bit of a throwaway statement, and I'm not sure it was a full-blown panic attack. I'm sure there are people out there that suffer more than I did with this, but I basically my heart rate went up like I was just sitting thinking about this project, and my heart rate went up like I'd been jogging. I was having trouble breathing normally. I was just hyperventilating. I felt dizzy, probably because I was breathing so fast. It just wasn't fun. And I after I managed to calm down, like, this feeling would start to build whenever I started getting stuck into some work again. And this particular project was particularly stressful, with endless meetings upon meetings about meetings and cancellations of meetings and yes, no. It wasn't moving as fast as... It was probably the slowest moving project I've ever been on. And I just wanted to get it done and get it over with, because it was making me ill. And it all got too much. So because of that, I decided to fold up the company. You know, the company I built for 5 years, and all of the network of clients that I'd worked with, folded it up. So it was basically the following week after that incident, I basically handed in my notice to all my clients. I did it in a respectful... I'd like to say that I gave them all the finger and a big FU, which was probably how my childish ego on the inside felt, but that's not what I said. I wasn't ready to burn those bridges just yet, because I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know who I might need to call upon, so I didn't want to burn those bridges that I'd built for the last 5 years. And it was kind of a relief, but at the same time it's really scary. It was like, you know, would I find something else to do? Would it work out? What would it be that I ended up doing? I knew it had to be something creative. I wanted to get back to that really creative part, you know, and it had to be quick. I needed to be able to, here's an idea, oh, that's how we can do it, done it, next one, move on, and keep doing that, because you know, when you've got creative curiosity, you flick from one thing to another, and there's just an endless churn of, oh, photography is great, oh, I could photograph this, or I could do a film about this, or I could make this thing, or I could draw this, or write this. I just wanted to be able to move with my curiosity, which basically meant getting rid of clients completely. So yeah, my great idea was to start another venture that didn't involve clients. So I basically decided to start up my own creative blog and social profiles. I tried it before with a blog, but at the time I couldn't give it my full-time attention, you know, and so I read all the books, and I watched all the YouTube videos and the tutorials and everything, and eventually launched my site, which is still going. Where is it? Yeah, down there. Where have we got to? Still going, yeah. And now I just had to keep the content coming and following all of the tips and tricks I'd read about and that all these experts were telling me about. Yeah, great advice. But I had a problem. It was like, what the hell am I going to write about? What am I going to take photos of? What am I going to vlog about? You know, I'm not that interesting. I agree, I am not that interesting. So what did I do? I started out, as everyone does, from imitating those that I liked. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of it. I did the Casey thing. I did the Casey vlogs. I made those Instagram shots you see everywhere, you know. I even did the Gary V Instagram growth strategy for about a month. You know, I have to read this because I thought about this a lot. I said, putting on a smile and an air of know-how in the hopes of selling myself to others and building an audience. Yeah. The plan was basically, step 1, make content like they do. Step 2, step 3, profit and fulfillment. In the world of great business plans, that is not on the list at all. So then what? I pinned all my hopes on this one. You know, this was going to be my thing. I was going to be a content creator like all those others, and I was going to have this fantastic lifestyle. Yeah. At the start of 2019, which is when this is now being... Well, it's not the start now. This is now June. But at the start of this year, I completely and totally fell out of love with it. This wasn't the vision of life that I'd been sold by these successful grammars and YouTubers. You know, you'd see Instagram accounts with tens of thousands of followers following the same number, about 8 posts that were, by my standards, poor, bot comments, and they were all doing better than me, who was staying true to my art and producing great content and doing that and commenting and everything. You know, you get the comments like, this is a great gallery, love your gallery, your style is really impressive. There's just BS everywhere, and it's full of wannabes as well, you know, the fake it till you make it brigade, and that's not where I want to be. These were the people I was imitating to try and get the lifestyle that they didn't actually have. And this is the realization I've had at the start of this year. It just dawned on me that if the quality of your work and the amount of work that you put in doesn't make any difference, and if the Instagram and YouTube algorithms decide your fate, you know, and you can game the system by using automated bots and pay for this and that and the other, then it's worthless to me. It's fake. It's especially if I'm not inspired by the work that I'm creating. So I guess I'd rather fail doing my own thing than succeed doing somebody else's. I don't want to be part of the crowd. I want to make my own thing and not be bound by all the rules. You know, you get all these rules handed down to you by all these others. You know, you search, how to grow your Instagram account. You do a search for it, and they're all there with this brilliant advice, and you think, you must know exactly what you're talking about. Not always, if at all. You know, it's like you must have a theme, you must post regularly, you must comment on 200 accounts per week, you have to, if you want to grow like me. Well, I don't want to grow like you. I've got my own rules. I must create good work. I must be honest. I must obey my creative curiosity. I must give value, which I think comes from sharing and being honest. I think that is the value I can give. So, you know, why am I telling you all this? You know, does this sound familiar? Am I the only one? feeling lost creatively and unsure which direction to go. Am I failing as a content creator if I don't do it? Is that just the way things are and I don't want to do that, so I can't? I don't think so. That's why I'm going in this direction. So instead of me manufacturing an interesting day to vlog about and then publish it and try and show the internet, here I am, the great I am, I'm going to document. So I'm not going to manufacture it. I'm going to document what actually happens, and I'm going to read this because it took me a while to think about this. So I want to get it right. So I want to document the trials and tribulations of trying to make it whilst being genuine as a content creator. So trying to build this lifestyle that I want, and at the same time opening up behind the scenes to you all in the hopes that we can all see we're not alone, because you can get that very lonely feeling. It's like, oh, all these other people online, they're posting and they're succeeding, and I'm posting and I'm getting nowhere. I'm sure there are more of us that are trying and doing good work and not getting anywhere than there are people that are just gaming the system. But it doesn't feel like that, does it? So we can learn from each other's mistakes rather than blindly following handed down advice from fakers. So that's why the live stream. So I've gone the live stream route. So as well as saving me editing time, going live allows me to, I would say it saves time. It saves me editing time. There's a lot of pre-prep, but it saves me editing time, and going live allows you to see me and this in a more honest way. There have been no cuts so far. There's no hiding behind the mask of a jump cut. There's no retake. What you see is what you get. This is how I talk. This is how I prepare. This is what my studio, which is everybody knows. Everyone says studio and it's your spare bedroom, Be honest. I've got a YouTube studio. You've got a webcam in your bedroom? Anyway, that's a topic for another day. So yeah, it sounds like a win-win to me. I get my life and my family time back rather than sitting in the room editing, and I can produce more content, and the content is much more real, which is in line with my rules: be genuine and add value. So what's it going to be like? What's it going to be like from now on? Because it's not all going to be me telling you my life story. No, nobody cares, Jack. Nobody cares. What's it going to be like? So I want to run this like a studio production. I've live cut productions before. I've done it for clients. I've even cut live basketball coverage together and presentations. So I know how it all works. I want to do pieces like this in the studio. It's the bedroom. In the studio for discussions and demos. Like I can even. Where are we? Look at this. Oh, I can do this piece and I can... Oh, he's got tabletop demo stuff. And a little inlay of himself in the top corner. Oh, professional. This is... If we've not made it, then if this isn't making it, then I don't know what is. Demos of things, walkthroughs, all this kind of stuff. He's even got the little plastic plants from IKEA. This guy knows what he is talking about. So I want to do discussions, demos, and walkthroughs, stories behind the scenes. Stories behind the scenes are some of the photos. So when I go out on a photo trip or a photo project or something of my own invention, I don't want the 5 or 6 photos that I post on Instagram to be it. I want to come back here and explain the story of why I've done this and how it moves me further towards this goal of being an independent content creator, living this life and everything. So, why I thought this was a good idea, how I went about it. Here are all the shots. Here's how I edit them. Here's my thought process on why I edit these these particular ones this way. I also want to include some projects that I'm planning in the future. So this is again down to how I see it furthering my building this lifestyle and everything, and making it as a content creator. And also some of the strategies I'm going to try and do is like, I've spoke to so and so about this particular brand or something, and they like this type of content, so I know somebody who can go on this photo trip, so that's what we're going to do. Here is the photo trip, here are the images from it, this is who I'm submitting them to, this is why. Just an honest documentary look at what I am trying to do. And I don't know if it's right. I'm not going to say to you, you must do this, you need to do this. I'm going to say, this is what I think is going to work. This is how I'm going about it. This is what I've done. This is why it didn't work. So some of that. I'm also going to intercut some pre-recorded stuff. Let me see, I've got some here. Yeah. So like, as well as this, I'm going to, if I'm doing a demo and a walkthrough of something, then I'm going to break it up a bit. This one is a bit heavy in terms of piece to camera, so they're not all going to be like this. In fact, none of them should be like this. So I'm going to break it up with a like cut to the vlog. Today marks another day where I'm going to sell some of my camera gear. And enough of that. So yeah, there's going to be a bit of that, but I'm only going to do the vlogs when there's genuinely something interesting happening. Because you know, I'm having too much fun in my life to bother doing daily or weekly vlogs. Nobody wants my daily routine or anything. So if something genuinely interesting has happened, like a photo trip, or I've gone and done some like flying, paragliding is a big part of what I do now. I'll vlog about those, and I'll put these in the live feed. So there's going to be some of those. As I said before, I'm also going to be journaling from week to week. You know, saying what progress I want to make towards making it as a creator. What I will do, and also recapping on why it didn't turn out like that. You know, kind of hold myself to account, and to provide you with the comfort of knowing that you're not the only one that has to stop the daily vlog to do the washing up or take the bins out. You know, life gets in the way. But I say that a lot. You know, people say that life gets in the way, but that's not true. Work gets in the way. Life is there, and you stop it and go and do the work, and then you come back to life. So yeah, so that's what I want to do. So that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna show off a bit of the setup here. I can't not. So as well as the vlogs, I'm going to have, like, if I'm doing a demo about something, I can pre-record some B-roll stuff, and we can just intercut the B-roll like live, and I'll just have this all pre-prepared and things. So I really want to do that. That's Pete. Worked with Pete before. Hopefully going to work with Pete again, because Pete's cool. What else? I can cut my scenes. There's nothing too sensitive on the screen. I can do demos and things like that, and you can obviously see my script that I'm running through right now, which isn't piece to camera demo bits. Back to this. There's going to be lots of things. I'm going to keep it varied. I want to run it like a scheduled program, you know. So that's pretty much it. Oh, the last bit. What should you do? There should be a kind of a call to action, they call it, at the end of things like this. What is this all about? You know, I want to make a living from a creative lifestyle built on my rules that gives me the freedom to be creative and to enjoy what I do. So I'm documenting that journey here. I'm not going to promise it's always going to be all sunshine and rainbows, because it's real. So that's what it's about. So what should you do? I'm not going to ask for your like or your comment or your subscription, because everyone else does that. Everyone else does that, and it's patronizing beyond belief. Like, you know, if you want me to annoy you with notifications, you know how this system works. If you want to be notified, then you know what to do. If you want to just keep coming back, then you know what to do. It'd be great if we had some conversation, because then at least I know I'm not alone and I'm not just speaking to my wall. But, you know, I'm not going to ask for it. I guess I'd like you to think about what content you want to leave behind. You know, do you want a body of work that has your creativity in every single pixel, or a body of work that looks like a stock library of this year's Instagram trends? I think that's kind of where I am. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the wrap up. Even though I said I'm not going to do the call to actions, here they are, and you leant the wrong way there. Let's try it again. I was going to do it again. I was going to lean the wrong way again. You have to lean towards them. There you go. These are the other places that I exist. Twitter's basically there for goodness knows what reason. Don't use it. Do Instagram or YouTube if you must. And yeah, I think that's it. We're going to wrap up there. It's what are we? Oh, we're nearly half an hour program of me talking about me. That's grand. Yeah. So I guess what I'm going to say is thank you so much for your time. If you've made it this far, if you've skipped ahead, don't care. Brilliant. Thank you for making it this far. And it'd be great to see you again. The current plan is to do this weekly, but you know, life. Yeah, I think basically if I'm not posting, I'm busy living. So thanks ever so much for watching. Hope to see you again, and let's see what happens. Ta-ra.